What's going on in the real estate market in 2024, and what do you need to know about purchasing a home? We have mortgage expert Eric Clay on the show right now. Let's get into it. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Breakfast with Ben. As I said, my guest today is the always fun to talk to, Eric Clay. Eric, tell everybody who you are, what you do.
Yeah, my name's Eric Clay. I'm with CMG Home Loans. My license number is 872-270. I'm licensed in multiple states to do mortgages. I'm licensed in Mass, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New Hampshire, and Florida. And basically, I help people buy and refinance their homes. I work with a lot of first-time home buyers, a lot of investors. And so I'm working with a multitude of customers, helping them basically achieve their financial goal of home ownership.
And what is the state right now of the market? Obviously, it's been up, and it's been a crazy few years. I'll say that since the pandemic started in 2020, for the real estate market. What's it looking like right now in the summer of 2024?
So we all live in the Northeast, and it's been a heated market. It's still pretty heated, and but inventory is up a little bit, not really to any kind of levels to make it not a buyer's market. What I've noticed is that real estate is back to kind of regional. So, for example, Florida is no longer red hot. You're seeing maybe sellers asking too much and then doing price reductions down. It still looks like there's some appreciation in Florida, so I haven't seen depreciation. What I've seen is sellers putting list prices on and then reducing those list prices, but it appears that values are still continuing. So you'll see headlines in Florida like, hey, prices are down, blah, blah, blah. And it's kind of misleading because there's a difference between appreciation of what you bought the house for or what houses are typically selling for, and then difference between list price and then what it's sold for. And so a lot of the headlines are list price and sold for. Now, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Southern New Hampshire, actually New Hampshire just in general is still pretty, depending on the area. If you go too far north, maybe not as hot. Still pretty hot, still pretty much a seller's market. My expectation is that we're going to continue to see maybe inventory increase, but as interest rates soften, we'll probably start to see that inventory be pulled back a little bit, and for sellers to be in a better position probably in the next 3 to 6 months. Not that they're in a bad position now, but right now things have gotten a little bit better for the buyers. And then probably my expectation is 3 to 6 rates will be a little bit lower. We'll see some people get off the fence, and it'll be more of a seller's market than it is now.
Okay. And I mean, you are literally the expert in this, so thank you so much for that. Because other than that, it's kind of a guessing game and reading headlines, right? And that can be misleading. But that's why we talk to people who are in this every single day, doing this for their clients.
Let me just stop you for a second, because you made a good point. Because it has been a guessing game, even for someone like me, who has my finger on the pulse. Is I've been wrong a lot the last 2 years. It's crazy. When it comes to interest rates, and my expectation for example, back in October, rates went up to like 8%, and it just didn't make sense to me, and I couldn't understand or figure it out. And so in the long term, I've generally been right, but it's been a lot slower. And then there's times where the market's completely doing something I don't expect. And so when I do tell you what my expectation is, just keep in mind that I could be completely and flat out wrong.
And that makes sense. And that's why you when you're in the market for this, you need to talk to somebody when it's happening, right?
Exactly.
Because forecasts and expectations can change, much like meteorology. So the one of the things that I wanted to ask you about is, and I know a lot of people that spend a lot of time doing this. They, Google their own house, right? Maybe they don't even have any intention of selling, but websites like Zillow and Trulia and all of those all of these websites will now give you their estimate of what your house is worth. And that's not a tax value. It's what they think that your house could sell for. Does that have any basis in reality?
Well, it depends, and it depends on your house. And so nothing beats a realtor market analysis. And so if you want a really true kind of idea of what the value of your house is, you probably should really contact a realtor. And then actually, once you go through the process, an appraiser's value might be slightly different than a realtor, but to really get the process started, if you're not really in the market to sell, and you're just kind of curious, those websites are actually great to kind of get an idea of what direction the value is going in. The value that you see listed might not be completely accurate, and there's a couple of reasons why. Is one of the things that you don't see is that they actually give you a value range, and nobody notices the range, and so your range could be, 500 to 575, and they give you a middle value of 540 or something like that. And so, and that's what people really don't understand. And so those are great just to kind of get a sense of what direction the market has been heading in. And if you kind of continue to see those values increase over time, then you have a rough idea that appreciation is increasing. It might not be exact, and it definitely might not be what you sell your house for if you do decide to sell, because there's a lot of negotiation coming in, and each house tends to be individualistic. And so basically what happens is you get comparable sales from around your neighborhood, and the closer those sales are to you in location and in date, and also the type of property. And so no one property is exactly the same when it comes to wear and tear, and when it comes to room count and square footage. And so there's a lot of adjustments that go into price evaluation when you're looking at it. Also the quality, like is this property new construction, or is this house built in 1905 like my house is? And so there's a lot of factors that can actually change that value. But what I would say is it's a good indication of where the market is heading. And if you go to Zillow, Redfin, Realtor.com, if you go to Trulia, I think Trulia is owned by Zillow now, and then there's like Property IQ, and a few other websites. If you go to those websites, you'll actually get 5 different answers of what your middle point is on that value. And to be honest, if you went to 3 different realtors, might give you a different answer.
Yeah.
And so at the end of the day, it's just really a helpful tool to kind of understand where you might be at, and just understand when you are looking at that value, look at the range that they're providing you. If it's a $100,000 range, then just understand that your price might be $50,000 less than what you're looking at.
Now, if you're looking to purchase a home, especially if you're looking to purchase your first home, maybe you've never done it, maybe you're intimidated by it, like we've said in many of our conversations in the past, it's the biggest purchase you'll ever make in your life, right? It's hard to fathom something being more expensive than your home as a purchase. So that can be really intimidating to people, especially if it's a first time home buyer. And a lot of times they don't know where to start, or people think that they should start with their realtor. People falsely assume that they can't purchase a home because maybe they don't think that their credit is good enough, or they're worried about their income, or the length of time that they've spent at their current job, or something like that. We make assumptions, right? We make assumptions as to what we can afford, what we can't afford, sometimes we overassume, sometimes we underassume. What's the first step if you're thinking about the fact that you want to purchase a home?
The first step is talking to a mortgage professional like myself. I mean, a lot of people go to the realtor first. That's the wrong step. If you want to try to buy a house or a home or a condo or a 2 family or 3 family, the first person you would need to talk to is someone like me. I mean, if you do talk to the realtor typically will get you over to somebody that they trust, hopefully. Um, but you did mention a lot of things about people's conceptions. In about a 10 to 20 minute phone call with me, I can give you a rough idea of like how long do you need to be in your job for. So and also credit. So like the minimum credit score to do a 3.5 down is 580. Now there's a lot of caveats to that. Um, with higher credit scores, you get more flexibility when it comes to debt to income ratio. There's less requirements for you with higher credit scores. But in essence, to do 3.5 down, the minimum credit score is 580. Now with a conventional, the minimum credit score is 620 to do 3% down. But Fannie Mae a couple of years ago actually did what's called the blended score. And so if the blended, so somebody going conventional with Fannie Mae can actually, one of the borrowers can be lower than 620 if one of the other borrowers is higher and get a blended score and still go conventional, which can be huge. In that particular circumstances, FHA might still be a better option. And then I'll give you an example, like so in Massachusetts and Rhode Island, you have down payment assistance to help people with down payment, so you can basically get into the house with almost no money. Now, that being said, somebody with a 640 credit score, that's the minimum credit score for mass housing, um, will will have down payment assistance available to them, but they won't be able to go up to the max loan to value. And so with mass housing, they allow a loan to value up to 105%. So your down payment assistance can cover your down payment and your closing costs if you have a good credit. With mass housing, you might be able to get $30,000 in down payment assistance or 25,000, depending on what your income is at. But if you're at a 640 credit score, the automated underwriting system is probably not going to qualify you for over a 97% cumulative loan to value. And so really, these are kind of the conversations that I can have with people, and it usually takes 10 to 20 minutes just to say, hey, we need probably, you have a part-time job, you've been in your part-time job for 18 months, we need 24. When I say part-time job, I mean you have a primary job and then you have a second job. So your second job, you typically need 2 years. And most people with not investment property, most people who are self-employed always think that they need to have 2 years of self-employment. Well, that's typically the case, but I recently just closed on someone who had less than 2 years of self-employment on a conventional loan, because there's exceptions to that. And then people who are interested in investment properties, there's investor loans where they don't need income. And so these are the type of questions that I need, that when we're having a conversation, we can kind of talk through, and I can tell you whether or not you need to wait 6 months for that income, or if it's something we can do right away. And then if it makes sense to move forward with the application, we can do the application. I can pull your credit, and then I can look at your credit and give you tips on what you need to do to improve your score. So like, for an example, I recently helped somebody improve their score 100 points. They went from not being able to qualify for a mortgage to be able to close on a house. And so just if your credit sucks, sorry for not using professional language there.
That's all right.
Yeah, but if it does, if by talking to your loan officer, if you're working with a good loan officer, he might be able to, or he or she might be able to give you tips on how to improve your score. So, for example, I recently talked to somebody, I gave him a few tips, and I said, hey, this is probably going to take you a year, And so I can tell you if it's going to take you a month. I can tell you if I estimate that it's going to take you 6 months, or if I estimate that it's going to take you a year or 2 years to make it happen.
Yeah, and I think that's I used an analogy the other day. I was talking to a financial advisor on this show, and I used the analogy of the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. The second best time is today. So, if you're someone who wants to purchase a home, but you don't think that you have a shot in hell at being able to do that, but you want to, and that's what your goal is, right? You want to be a homeowner, you want to do that, you want to purchase it. Call a mortgage lender. They're happy to talk to you. They're happy to start that relationship, and they're happy to give you the advice of this is what you need to do. And typically speaking, people with bad credit are you can have some pretty serious stuff hit your credit report and be in the low fives. And you can do a lot of stuff to get that to 600s. Uh, but you need to know what you don't know. And if you call someone like Eric, or you call Eric, he's going to tell you what you need to do, and then you just do it. And it may take a year, but today is the day to do that, right? Like if you want to, every day that you don't do it, it's like if it's going to be a year process to fix your credit and make sure that you have the income and all of this stuff that you need to do. If you call today, you're a year away. If you call a year from now, you're still a year away, but now you're 2 years away from today. So the best time to fix your stuff is years ago. Second best time is right now. Just start the process, because it's not as things are scary until we face them. And home ownership doesn't have to be that for you. And it a lot of people, especially a lot of millennials who are entering the home buying market, or would be entering the home buying market, but uh, for various reasons, whether it be student loan income credit, whatever they've student loan debt income credit, whatever they've struggled with over the years. It's possible for you, and if that's something that you want to do, start that process today, and give a mortgage lender a call.
Absolutely. And I agree with you 100%. The only way to conquer anxiety is to face whatever is giving you the anxiety. And with home ownership, one of the things that has been shown for people is that people who own homes tend to have a higher net worth than people who don't. And so if you look at your financial situation, I mean, a lot of 20-year-olds don't think that way. And you start to think that way as you head into your late 20s and into your 30s, but some 20-year-olds do. But if you look at your situation and you want to put yourself in a position where you can build wealth and you can increase your net worth and have a stable financial future, then purchasing a home in the view or the goal will help you create that wealth that you're looking to do. So now it's not like creating wealth. It's not a rich, quick scheme. Like you're going to, have $300,000 tomorrow. It is a process, and it takes a long time, and it's not sexy. But if you've been in a house for 10 years, 20 years, you're gonna have more net worth than most of the people who decide to continue to rent.
Yep, absolutely. Um, Eric, any last pieces of advice that you'd want to give people before we go? And also, just in general, you're always welcome to come back on the show and give us updates and stuff like that. It's great to talk to you.
Absolutely. So my expectation over the next 6 to 9 months is that we're going to see rates soften and they're going to get lower, which is great. The issue is that as rates get lower, people are going to jump into the market, and it's going to get harder for buyers as the rates go lower, and it's going to get more expensive. So I've actually been telling people I think it makes sense to buy while the rates are high. And so the thing is as rates go lower, people are going to come in, and it's going to push values up. And so you'll be able to gather some of that appreciation. The appreciation is eventually going to slow down at some point. And I think that rates where they're at now, if they go down to like 5, you'll be able to capture some of that quicker appreciation. So my recommendation would be to get in sooner rather than later. I also, if you are a first-time home buyer out there, since 2022, I've gotten people over $400,000 in down payment and closing cost assistance. So, if you have questions about that, that's definitely something I can answer your questions on.
Awesome. Um, So that is, I mean, that's it. Those are all of my questions for today. Eric, you are a wealth of knowledge. Where can people find you? How can people get a hold of you? And where can people, watch your stuff where you give advice?
Yeah. So my phone number is 508-685-6715. My email is Eric C. That's ERICC at CMGHomeLoans.com. So if you have questions, you can call or email me. I am on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook, so you can look me up there. I've been bad, Ben, with my social media posts on TikTok. I kind of stopped doing them. So I do have a bunch of videos on there, but I haven't done any probably videos in a little bit. I probably need to get back into that. Yeah,
It happens. Listen, it happens. We all go on them. We all go on our little dips and whatnot. But I know that if you go on there, there's a wealth of information that you've already put up on there. So that is that in and of itself is wonderful. Eric, it's a wonderful time. I used wonderful way too many times right there, and now I feel awkward about it. But it's a great experience always to chat with you, and I'm looking forward to the next time, and I hope that you aren't a stranger. It took us a while to do this one. I'm so sorry about that. It's been a busy. I personally just moved couple about a month and a half ago, and that what, it's longer than a month and a half. Man, time flies when you're busy, doesn't it?
Well, my kid's 4, so
what's that?
I said my kid just turned 4, so I get that.
That's crazy. And his name is also Ben, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
And I'm flattered that you named your son after me, Eric. I appreciate it. It makes sense. You get to have breakfast with Ben every morning.
Yes.
So that's awesome. I'm stalling right now so that I can get the summer ads full to upload onto the thing, because I don't want to do the anyway. I'm just letting you know why I've continued to not wrap this up for a minute, because it's processing a video right now. But that's it. It's live now, so I can go. But Eric, I appreciate you so much, man. We've been friends for a few years, and you're always a wealth of knowledge and information. And I highly encourage everybody who is looking to purchase a home or to refinance or just has questions about whether or not it's possible, to give Eric a call. All of his information will be in the description of this episode. Eric Clay, CMG Home Loans. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Ben. Have a good one.
You too. All right, everybody. That's it for today. We'll see you soon. Bye for now.
Bye.
Hi, this is Dan from Lathrop Insurance. In this challenging insurance environment, Lathrop Insurance can be your beacon in the storm to help you find the coverage you need at the right price. Now, more than ever, you need a partner in the insurance industry that can work with multiple carriers to make sure you have the right coverage at the right price. Lathrop Insurance carries home, auto, and business insurance and can be reached at 401-596-2525. We've been supporting the local community since 1939, and we look forward to working with you.
Hot summers and cold winters can be unbearable, but D&V Mechanical has the solution for you. As a Mitsubishi Diamond dealer, we provide energy-efficient and personalized comfort solutions for your home. Our experienced technicians will install your new system quickly and efficiently, ensuring your complete satisfaction. Don't suffer through another season of discomfort. Contact D&V Mechanical today for a personalized ductless mini-split installation that fits your lifestyle. D&V Mechanical, your comfort is our top priority.
Are you looking for a fresh cut in Westerly? Step into Rio's Barber Shop in Granite Plaza. Whether it's a classic trim or a trendy new look, we've got you covered. Experience the perfect cut for every age and style in a friendly and relaxed atmosphere. At Rio's, it's not just a haircut, it's an experience. Visit Rio's Barber Shop in the Granite Plaza in Westerly, or give us a call to schedule your appointment at 401-315-2208. Your style, our craft, Rio's Barber Shop.
I am Jim Howe. My practice is focused on representing people injured in car accidents, representing people injured in premises liability, represent people in all walks of life. I say all the time that I represent the underdog, and by the underdog I mean the person who is injured and is facing lawyers that are hired by insurance companies. If you unfortunately find yourself injured in an automobile collision or in any other circumstance where insurance may come into play, think of giving me a call.
Experience local excellence with Roof Right Roofing in Charlestown, Rhode Island. With over 40 years of unmatched expertise, Roof Right specializes in architectural shingles and holds the prestigious title of GAF Master Elite Installers. Known for their commitment to the community and support for local initiatives, Roof Right is your trusted partner for all of your home's roofing needs. Call today for a free estimate at 401-212-4140.
Ever thought about leveling up your fitness game in a fun and meaningful way? Kiefer's Martial Arts on Granite Street has everything you're looking for. Kickboxing, Muay Thai, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and of course, adult karate. It's not just about getting fit, it's about building your self-confidence, discipline, and that unstoppable feeling you get from all your hard work. Stop into Kiefer's Martial Arts today to sign up.
What's going on, Westerly? It's Patrick down here at the Wireless Zone at Dunn's Corners, Verizon authorized retailer. And right now is the best time to come on in and get a brand new phone. We are offering our hottest new 5G phones, the iPhone 15, the S24 Pixel 8 for free with a trade-in. And the best part is 5G is finally coming down here to Westerly and the surrounding areas. So make sure you're on the best network and get it for free when you're on the right plan. Come see us at 224 Post Road.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you with your money? Hi, I'm Chris Medeiros from Park Row Wealth Advisors, aka the Tattooed Advisor. I help small business owners maximize their cash flow and keep more of their own money, as well as helping families plan for their financial future. Don't waste another day worrying about your money. Give me a call today.